that God said, "You've seen all that I've done," and he said, "Is it good?" And they said, Adam and Eve said, "Yes." Well, I'm getting ahead of the story.
We were spiritual bodies.
Spiritual bodies in heaven. Jesus was up there, and
so why did we come down here? Why wouldn't we just stay?
It's a test.
But he knows who's going to fail and who's going to pass.
God made Adam and Eve. And he liked his creation so well, he was going to give them dominion over the earth. Satan, who had been running around up there in heaven and everything, chief of the musicians, guarded the mercy seat, he figured, hey, why can't I have the mercy seat? I want it all. And so there was a big calamity amongst all the angelic beings. God said, "Bow down to my creation."
Now we've passed. This is an Islamic story. Now, this is what the Quran says about Satan or Lucifer.
I don't know.
It doesn't say this in the Bible. But I have heard that this, where he said, anyway, I'm not going to kneel down to him, he's lesser than me, is a Quranic.
He said,
Islamic.
I'm not going to bow down to monkeys.
That's an Islamic story. It's from the Quran. Well, that's one belief, I guess.
Well, anyway,
And why would he call us monkeys if we didn't? What else does he know? Does he know that we are descended from an ape-like creature, tinkered with genetically by God? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. He made him from the clay, which meaning the things that were already there, the apes that were there already, which would really realign religion with science.
Well, he made Adam out of clay and out of the dust of the ground.
So then he was wrong to call us monkeys.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So why would he say that?
Because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
But
if there wasn't any kind of truth to it, I guess God made apes. He made apes first. All the animals were made first.
Yeah.
And if you look at the geologic record, what did God make first in Genesis? You remember what he made first? Birds and fish, right? Fish. So if you look at the oceans, he made the oceans. Great whales and fish. Okay. So then he made birds. Now what do they say birds used to be? Dinosaurs.
In the first 30 days.
Yeah. So dinosaurs. So then what? Then he made things that creepeth across the land, all the stuff. That's all so gnat got in my mouth. So what's the next step in evolution? Would be something from the sea crawling on the land and walking around.
Yeah.
So it almost lines up, not in days, because you'd have to stretch the days, but a long time. But
millions.
But to God, what is a day? Like 1,000 years?
Yeah.
And he's
like that's a very, very interesting passage. 1,000 years is as a day to God, and a day is as 1,000 years.
So it could be millions of years. And to somebody who is the beginning and the Alpha and the Omega,
right?
Time is. Now, when he explained this to Moses puts, okay, so I created these guys. I created these guys, and Moses is like, okay, well, let me write this down. This is the day I created this, and then I created this one, and I created this guy, and he's like, oh, write it down, but what's a day? So people are fighting over, oh, yeah, evolution, but it could possibly, if you took it from clay, do you believe the Bible's literal, or do you think there's some play in there, as far as?
In some cases, it's literal.
Yeah, but in some places, there's some ambiguity, maybe.
Ambiguity. Good word.
Yeah, do you believe that? Like there's some play there. So
Yeah.
when he says made from the clay, he made it from clay. Now Eve was cloned. I mean, that's the only way to say it. She was created from a rib. He took a rib out of Adam and created
Well,
her.
the thing of it is, they
She was a
say
clone.
The Hebrew text says the curve.
So maybe it was a helix. Maybe it was the genetic
Pastor Murray says it's the
double helix. The double helix.
Helix curve, and he took the best genetics.
He cloned Adam and made her a female, basically.
Made a female.
That would be able to mate with him and have kids and stuff.
And
Genetic engineering. You know? So,
absolutely.
I mean, people say, do you believe in aliens? Well, God is an alien. To us, He's about as alien as you can get in our physical thinking. This spiritual being who sends messengers down, and you never see him, but he sends messengers down, they do this stuff, he talks to certain people. That's about as UFO alien as you can get.
Yeah.
He comes down, he genetically modifies clay. They said he made him out of clay. What is clay?
Everything.
Clay is moldable, right? So there's some ambiguity. If you look at it kind of off the corner of your eye, the clay could be something that he could mold. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, this come here, little chimpy boy. And a little hoo comes up, and he
boy.
Come here, chimpy boy, and he molds him. He molds this chimpy boy, out of clay. He molds him because he can do anything.
Yes, he can.
So it's very possible that he could have molded a man out of a chimp-like creature, or maybe something like that. I'm not saying a monkey, or I'm not saying evolution is the way it happened, but he could have done that, and it could have been this amazing leap forward that hasn't happened with any of these other creatures, chimps included, gorillas and monkeys. It hasn't happened. They haven't made this jump forward. None of them have. But we did with this one, possibly. And all of a sudden, there's nothing really going on, and then all of a sudden, there's cities, and there's civilizations, and then there's,
That's from the people from the 6th-day creation.
He made people.
He made people, he made Adam and Eve.
So he made people before Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
And he placed them in a secret garden.
Placed Adam and Eve over in Eden.
Yeah, in the Garden of Eden.
And then eastward in Eden, he made a garden.
So that would explain.
And he told Adam and showed him how to do all this stuff. And basically, horticulture.
That would explain.
101.
That would explain where. That would explain where Cain went to find his wife in the land of Nod, east of Eden.
Yeah, there were other people.
People there.
Had moved around.
It kind of cheapens.
They say he took his sister.
Yeah, I've heard that.
No.
I've heard he took some kind of Neanderthal type creature that wasn't, and there's a Neanderthal DNA. Maybe that's a remnant from these other people. I gotta think that he made Adam and Eve different than he made all those other people.
Oh yeah.
They gotta be
Look
way.
at black people.
Adam
They
and Eve.
stink.
Adam and Eve were black.
No.
The other people, they were, yeah. And that would
That's
also.
one of the races. There was 5 others.
I'm sure there were tall, thin, light-skinned creatures too. You know, like a Nordic type, elf type looking. Not an elf, I say elf 20 years, but like a tall, thin kind of creature.
There was the Germanic types, Nordics.
And why don't they mention this in the Bible?
Because they don't want to get confused. The common churchgoer.
Now, what book is this coming from? Enoch? Because a lot of it smells like Enoch, where
It comes from Enoch.
the Watchers
and it comes
came
from
and
Genesis.
taught people warfare and all kinds of stuff. Enoch stuff. Satan not wanting to kneel to the humans, the new creation, Islamic.
But he also
Space babies, Mormon.
he also convinced 300.
How many angels are there total?
Well,
We don't know. They're like the stars of the sky.
well, that's what it symbolically means. A star is an angel.
There's a bunch of
A
stars.
candlestick is a church.
There's a lot of stars up there, man. You think maybe he was saying that there's a lot of
How
stars?
great thou art.
There are a lot of stars.
Yes, there are. My son.
How do you take a third of them? This dude knows something. The devil knows something. It's not good.
Well, we do know this. We know God gave us a letter called Bible. And in that Bible,
It's incomplete.
it's not incomplete.
The
Everything we need to know.
King James Version is incomplete.
All we need to know is in there. The path to salvation.
Yeah. You just need a few verses there. But, I mean, when you have Jesus referencing Enoch, and somebody else did too, when he's talking to he's talking to Jewish people, and he's talking about
Abraham talked about him.
well, so there's two that talk about Enoch. So, how can you not count that as part of it? I mean, did they mess up? Did they screw up? Did they think they got rid of all the books of Enoch and, did they left that out there? I'm pretty sure during the Council of Nicaea, I'm sure that there weren't very many.
That was the beginning of the Catholic Church.
That's when they said, this is what we're going to use. This is, give me this page, this page. Well, this one's, here's the book of Enoch. Brother Josiah. Yeah, get rid of him. And then shred that metaphorically, like we do. And there can't be too many books of Enoch out there. But these Dead Sea Scroll guys.
He wrote 600